G'day and welcome again to my little studio. Here we are for another episode of Building My Studio, and this week we're actually going to look at pulling all the gear out of my console just to make it lighter so we can move it around the room. And while preparing the studio, I had to move a lot of gear around, so there's stuff stacked all over the place. Even my sound booth got gear stuffed into it. And I had to go along and prepare the wall for the air conditioning unit that goes up on the wall, because it was starting to get warm. It was getting up to summer, so she was getting pretty hot around here. And then I've got some cabling last that goes into this wall here for the XLR inputs and the headphone jack in this wall beside me. And my wife comes in and gives me a hand doing that. And also with regards to the original window that I was actually going to put in, which is actually here, through discussions with my wife and the guy that helps me, Ray, we all decided to just go straight wall. So as you can see, there's no window anymore. And then last but not least, you will actually see the installation of the front wall and a discussion on what is happening. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Have a great one and we'll see you again. Cheers.
G'day guys. Okay, well what we've done this morning is I've torn apart my console, taken all the gear out of it so we can move the table around, because when she's got gear in it she's not easy to move around. So today what we're going to do is got to put a bit of timber structure up in here inside the frame, which I'll show a bit later on. That's got to hold the air conditioning unit, and then we're going to complete this wall. Okay, so what we've done is we've pulled it all the bits, so we've got plenty of room to get in here and get all done. Alright, so we're going to get on with this front wall and try and get as much of this done and partially painted so I can put the table back and hook all my gear in and it's all ready to go. So let's get into it.
Okay, so this is the console. I've just taken all the gear out of it, and you can just check out the studio. This is it. This is where we're getting prepared, ready to go, and the stuff that was stacked around this room, it's just ridiculous. It was really hard to move around and get stuff done and try and organise yourself, because you had to constantly keep moving everything. And here's all the gear that I jammed. This is all the sensitive gear. This was all my electronics and sensitive gear that I actually stuck away inside the sound booth. And then a little bit later on, those amps and everything, I actually moved them into the house and get rid of them altogether. Alright guys, got the walls up finally. We've got all the silicons in, so everything's done. We're now about to put up our first sheet in the corner, because we've changed the design a little bit, which I'll go into a little bit later. But anyway, we're off and racing. Where's the drill? No,
that's the drill there, mate.
Alright, we've got one of the skins already on. Now this one here we had to do a bit of prep work. What I've done is, because an air conditioning unit head is going to go up on this wall, now because we've only got 7mm ply as the wall, what I've done is I've put some timber in behind and put 12mm plating behind it as well. So when they go to drill in and screw it to the wall, it'll have 7mm plus 12mm, so you're going to get 19mm of timber to screw into the little bracket. That's why that's been added. All the bats are in, all the holes have been punched into the last skin that's going to go on. So there's a power one down the bottom, and of course I've got my USB input, my two USB inputs, and my monitor one, which I'm using a HDMI cable because it's got a thinner head on it. Then I'll have it converted, and then I've got my two headphone jack to go in here as well. So anyway, we'll get back into it. My wife Anne and I are just measuring out the cable for the next XLR inputs and headphone jacks to go in the last wall.
Any of the ends?
Yep. Okay, now hold the rest of it around there. So what we've done here is I've got one more set of headphone inputs, and I've also got one plate to go over here, which is 4 inputs, XLRs or 1/4-inch jacks. I've just run the cable in, so each ready to go, and it'll hold in there. This will be a void in behind the main wall, which I'll show you at some time later on. And my lovely wife is just putting it in behind there so you can't see it, which is really nice and good. So that's our last sort of cable going in, and that's it. That's it to go. There's no more cable to go in. Good job, Bob. Hello. Setting up time.
Setting up for another day's work.
Yeah.
We've got a shade tent here now to help keep the hot sun off.
So we don't pull it there. Right guys, so what we're doing now is we're now going to do the external wall. We were going to put windows in, all that sort of stuff, but because I just want to get it done, my lovely wife decided I don't need the window, so why not? If someone wants to put a window in, they can later. So we're just going to put in the whole wall straight across here, and then we'll have the front section do, and then we'll get into the roof. But we've made up the panels, ready to go, so now we're just putting the bats in to cover it in. Also, down inside this channel, C channel here, we've actually added the bat in here because it does sound will penetrate through the vacuum as well, so we're covering that up as well. Still on. I had the electrician out yesterday, so I had 3 active plates here, which I've now got disconnected, so I can actually get the walls up. Couldn't finish it off until then, so we've got them disconnected so we can continue now. Nice job you done there, Ray. So we've now got all the bats into the full corner now, just around the back. So window is now gone, and we're about to put this next panel into place, and then we've got another small one to bring in once we work out the measurement. And then that part of the wall is complete. You happy about that or what?
Beautiful.
Alright, the wall's all ready to go. Just a quick thing on the design of this. When you're using a shed like this, really good because each sheet is 2400 by 1200 wide, and when you put a stud in between each frame, it gives it approximately just under 600mm each side. So when you're putting these bats in, these bats are 580 by 1200. So the beautiful ponies, they fit in perfectly. Studs, everything seems to work well, the sheets just go straight on. So if you're doing this sort of thing where you're not trying to put the frame inside the original tin shed framework and just bolting it straight on, it's a lot easier just to put these panels together and put them up. It's only a bit slow for me because my legs don't work real flash anymore, so I've got to sit down every 5 minutes, so it takes a long time to get anything done. But it's a lot easier to do this. As you've seen, there's 3 panels here, there's 2 full panels, and then the little one at the end. And then of course I've done all the silicone around all the edges, so now she's fully sealed. This used to be where the window was, which is now gone. Probably a great idea. I wasn't looking forward to having to try and make that hole there for it, and the way my wife says it is if they want to put a window in the future, if we ever sell, so be it. It's up to them. I don't think any teenager that take this over as a bedroom would really want to worry about any of that. Going to have the aircon in here and everything, so it wouldn't matter. Hello. Setting up time.
Setting up for another day's work.
Yeah.
We've got a shade tent here now to help keep the hot sun off.
Alright, things have been moving on pretty quickly. My good helper Ray's helped me with 3/4 of this place, so we're actually on the front wall here. It's where all the cables coming in, so this is kind of the final end of the walls. Slight change of plans. Originally I was going to have cupboards coming out the side and all that sort of stuff. Bit of an influence from Ray and my wife said that it'd be easy just doing a straight wall, so that's what we're doing. So this is the last of it. As you can see, there's bats in the back again. And we go in here, and then we're going to punch some holes, and we're going to put a plate down here which will have all the XLRs, 1/4 inch jacks and all that sort of stuff to go in there. So we're very, very close. We've got the aircon going in 3 days, so I've just got to prep up a corner and finish that off. And then it's pretty well putty, bog, paint. Got one little wall to go up the other side there, that's nothing, that'll take us no time. This has been the fiddly part, trying to get all the shape in right. But we're getting close, very close, so anyway, we'll get back into it.
Righto, here's Ray measuring up the sheet for that wall that I was just standing in front of, and then we're just about to put the back sheet on it, so we're just coming through to cut it off and trim it up to get it ready to go in. And I can tell you that shade cloth that Anne got us is, Jesus, keep the sun off us, because it gets hot out there, I tell you. But anyway, so now we're just going to screw it into place and get it organised, and then of course a couple more sheets. So this end that's closest to the front of the camera, or closest to the camera, is actually the diagonal end. So now it's getting put up into place, and Ray is now anchoring it to the roof battens, and then we're going to dynabolt it to the floor So the only thing we really did was anchored it to the left-hand side there, to the existing wall that we have there, and top and bottom. That's all we needed to do. It's not going to go anywhere anyway. Love the Didge. This is a local Didge, actually, made by a guy by the name of Wick Sticks. Beautiful Didge. But anyway, really hope you enjoyed that. It's getting really close to getting near the end of it. Still a fair bit to go. I'm a bit naive in some areas, thinking it's all going to get done pretty quick because it took a long time to putty and paint, I tell you. But anyway, we're getting close. There's only a little bit more of the wall to do, and then there's a small one just on this side to be done, and then the ceiling goes in. So if you like it, please give us the thumbs up. Really love to see you next time. So please, if you like it, please go along and follow me. I'm also on Facebook. The link is below. If you go, like to keep up with what is actually happening in here as of now. And hopefully we'll see you next time, and take care. And here's the music. Cheers.